Arrogance and stupidity all in the same package. How efficient of you.
So here we are, we're just coming into Lauder on the A68 heading north. And there's two, for those that don't know the area, the Scottish borders has two main routes that run through it. And there's this one, which is the A68, which runs from Edinburgh down towards Newcastle area, and not directly to Newcastle, but runs down that general direction. And this is the trunk route, this is the main route. And then there's another route, which is the A7, which runs from Edinburgh and cuts right across the borders from east to west and terminates at Carlisle. That's not the main route, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from this road over the moor to the A7 at Stow, and then I'm going to go over a road which I've only been on in a car, never been on a bike, and I can't actually recall exactly where to go, so there is a potential to be lost. But it then goes from the A7 across onto the A72, which is one of the main routes from Peebles over towards Glasgow. Stay there, hen, stay there. Good girl. So that's the plan, and it'll run on to Cortona and home. So that's the plan. So we're just coming out of, I'll put road numbers up obviously, but just coming up out of coming up out of Lauder, making up onto the moor that will take us to Stow. And this is one of these places that well, winter time it'd be a world of hurt. And it's a nice drop down into Stow, and then the next part of the road, like I say, I've only been it once before, but it drops down into the Tweed Valley where the A72 is, and there was some absolutely stunning views, absolutely stunning, as you come down into the Tweed Valley again. So we'll see if we can't get a bit of that, and hopefully batteries will last. And I've got the same set of batteries, and I only had that little short hop from St Falkirk to St Boswell's, so they should be good. You can never tell. Could be talking to myself even now, and maybe I am, even now. But who knows? It's fun for me to look back on if nobody else watches it. Those that are thinking of visiting Scotland, whoopsie bees, sometimes it pays to dawdle on the borders. And I've got a route plan, which I did in my route app. But if anybody's watched the video that goes from down the A7 or the B709 down to Langham, when it's watched that video, what I could do is do what other vloggers do and go, I'll put a link up in the corner here, or maybe down here, but actually I don't know how to do that. I'm not that au fait with this YouTube malarkey, but if anybody looks through my back catalogue, it's only recently, so it's not that far back from this, and it's in a playlist. You know, I kind of forgot what I was going to say on that now. What was I going to say about that? The 709. God knows. After that's completely thrown me now, I have no clue what I'm going to say about that. Nope, it's gone. There you go. You're never alone with dementia, or Alzheimer's, or schizophrenia. I think I've got all three sometimes. Can't remember. It's gone completely. Yep. talking about something to do with that video. What's the like in that video? What is the links to this? Well, it was obvious to me a few moments ago. Not anymore. Never mind. Look at this, cracking. I say, everybody comes to Scotland, spend some time in the borders. Or everybody who's from the north of England, I'm sure they're in any sense they were well acquainted with these ones as well. So they're all within striking distance. That's it. That was it. Yes, see? It's came back to me. Wow, look at the view. I was talking about my route app. And in that video I mentioned the road down to Langham. I planned it in my route app and then transferred it into the my route app navigation app that's associated with it, and it was a bag of poo. And I figured out that I'd have to put lots more waypoints. Now this might be like pretty obvious to the guys who've got sat navs, and apparently this is very similar in nature to the HERE maps which the Garmin's are based on and the navigation software, so I might be preaching to the converted with that, but I must have to put many more waypoints in than I had in order to force it to go where I want to go. So back to the original thing about borders roads. I created a day out, a very long day out to be fair. It's a 300-mile day out, all completely within the Scottish borders, and it's based around the top 10 of the Scottish borders, and that's the top 10 towns by population size, and going from 10 down to 1. And the key thing about it was I was not supposed to use the same road twice. I think on one or two occasions by the plan it just had to, but the majority of it, look at this, it's not using the same road twice, which is actually quite difficult as you crisscross the borders. So I'm going to have to revisit that because it's something I definitely want to do. So you've got it'll create a playlist of about 9 or 10 videos taking you from all the major border towns and passing through many of the minor towns and villages and hamlets. And I'm going to have to revisit the route though, based on my experiences with my route app on down into Langham, because when I put it into the associated navigation app, it absolutely will not go the way I wanted it to go. I'm going to have to revisit every single leg and put in many more waypoints than I've got in order to make it work. But it sounded like a nice wee exercise to do. And they'll be relatively in relation to each other. I'm crisscrossing in what seems like no sensible pattern through the Scottish borders, because for all intents and purposes there is no sense to it. It's done by the top 10, so there's no rationale for going to places I'm going to go in the order I'm going to go to them. I could visit them all in any fashion I wanted in a much more sensible route, but this seemed like a bit of fun, so I'll have to revisit every one of those individual portions of the route first, and maybe just have a wee practice of importing it into the nav app and seeing where it goes wrong based on what the route is, which I can kind of do by sitting loading the app up in front of the Mac and seeing where it goes, which will be an interesting exercise to do, to see just where we are with this kind of thing. The actual nav app's been updated a couple of times recently, so it might be fixing up little problems, but I think that's the nature of sat-navs. It will pick what it sees as the most efficient, fastest, whatever, and these apps doesn't have a discovery route or a winding roads route or something like that. So anyway, so that was the village of Stow, and we're now on the A7, which is the other main road through the borders that obviously runs, like I said, from Edinburgh down to Carlisle. And if I was to continue on this road for this little bit here, I'd end up coming into Galashiels, and then I'd follow the A72 from Galashiels along to Peebles. You just have to sometimes. But what I'm actually going to do is just at the bottom of this hill, just where that disappears there in the distance, there's a turn to the right indicated by this sign and the advance warning signs, and it takes you up over those hills to the A72. So that's where I'm going to go. I say I have been on this before, but it was in the car, and even in the car I had the sat nav. I was sure it was Google Maps telling me where to go. Maybe I should just stop for just a second and put Google Maps on, just to make sure. Should I? There is a turn. Let's just stop here. Oh, good God. Try to get it into neutral sometimes. I can't tell where it is. I tell you what, let's just stop it. I'll do the Google Map thing, just in case. It should tell me where to go, it's just because I'm sure there's one, maybe two turns here, and if I get them wrong, well, you kind of get lost really, couldn't you? You know what I mean? I don't know what gear I'm in. Come on, second. Anyway, that might be the only turn, I don't know, I just remember a turn. I think it was actually in the winter when I did it in the car. It's because one of the guys at work had mentioned this road. So there's the A7 over there, that's the road I would normally be on, and the road going up into the quarry obviously, but go round this way if I remember rightly. Yeah, see, helps to have a decent memory sometimes. Well, I never actually noticed that. I forgot the, yeah. That might well have been the only 2 points that were going to give me an issue. Look at the view. This is what got me about this, and that was in a car, and obviously you get a far better view in a bike than you do in a car. Look at that, gorgeous. And I'll put up this road number because I have no clue what it is. None whatsoever. the speed they're going, it must be doing 30 plus coming down there. And what have they got on? Lycra, jeans. They must be off their heads. Beautiful woodland. Beautiful woodland. Looks natural, it probably isn't, but it looks it. Yeah, stuff at the edge here anyway. Yeah, that's gorgeous. There's the whole Creek cameras. They do seem to be on still. I'll be taking a breather at the top of that, mate. There's a bit of a hill here, as you can imagine. Look at that. Oh, wow, huh? That's beautiful. So I hate to meet the farmer and a tractor on this. A lot of places to go. Be okay if you had a bit of water and you see each other coming, but imagine living there. What a view you must have. Look at that. Wow. This is even nicer than I remember it. Fly doing? Look at that fly. I don't think it's dead, is it? Steady, son. It's got some right up there. It's the wind. It's dead and the wind's keeping it in here. Better view, especially some barn wasn't along that road like that. See, you never know there was homes out here or anything, you'd have no clue. We go over this bridge, yeah. That's need some air. Don't know where that other bit goes. Sometimes I think it'd be lovely to live in a place like that. You need to be tooled up for it. Yeah, winter time here can be quite intense. Maybe not compared to what people in other parts of the world get, but for Britain and for Scotland you can have you could end up quite easily isolated here, like, unless you had your own transport and things, because you imagine there was a problem, you wouldn't get much help in here. So what that is, should have been up and have a look. I think this is us coming down into the Tweed Valley now. I don't really do the standy up things on bikes. Look at that. I think it is. Look at this, yeah it is. Because that's the Tweed down there. We join the 72, which is, there you go, there's the Tweed, there's a bit of the A72. What a cracking road, eh? I see what they mean about standing up on this bike, how it seems to be really good, your knees just seem to touch it, your arms are down just fine on the throttle, brake and everything like that. This is third gear. Could argue second may be the best, I don't know. Gets a bit steeper. Oh, good God. Big ducks. Oh wow, look at the chickens. That's a fast bit of road, this. So we'll most certainly have to take care. It's not the best views. That's not too bad, not too bad. That's good, huh? So we're back on the A72, making for Peebles and home. Now it's right enough, between 2:30 and 3, should be home. That was a lovely ride, I must admit. The views, especially as you come down into the Tweed Valley again, it's funny. I'd like to do that in reverse. Quite interesting. I'll take that wee road as you approach. There's a road to a place called, is it Blainsley, that I've never. I fancied just exploring. I don't know where it gets us. Don't know where it brings us out. I have this vague recollection of being along in a car at some point, but I can't think where I would have done that. Right down on the valley floor now, level with the Tweed almost. Fairly popular, a lot of fishermen along here, different times of the day or different times of the year. Very popular, relatively lucrative, one would I'd imagine. Although in saying that, I don't know in terms of what fish species he was talking about. We had a conversation last year with a gilly guy who works as a gilly on a stretch of the Tweed and its surrounding area, sort of managing the river and its stocks and stuff like that. And he seemed to think that it was about fish too. The stocks weren't lasting, no matter what they seemed to do to try and replenish it, and a lot of it was to do with habitat destruction and what's some kind of North American crayfish thing that's infesting the waterways, and wouldn't mind eating them. Apparently they're killing off all the natural food associated with what the salmon and trout would normally feed on. So that's what he seemed to think, and he was looking to get out of that line of work within the next year or two because he just didn't think there was a future in it. Better to step out than get laid off, I suppose. Here we are, back in Walkerburn. Founded in 1854, it says. Not a lot in Walkerburn that I can see, apart from the road in and out. Is that for sale? Oh, the George Hotel. And I thought it was doing a bit better. It seemed to be. I thought it'd been refurbished. God, that's for sale then. Doesn't mean to say it's not doing well, it just could be the people that own it don't want to do it anymore. But I thought it had improved of late. Like you say, it's probably doesn't have a big clientele. I don't know I don't even know if Walkerburn has a pub. It has a rugby club, which may serve that purpose. I think it's got a wee Nissa food store or something like that down back there somewhere. Beyond that, I don't think it has much else. Like I say, the road in and out of it. I may be wrong. If I'm doing you just disservice to people of Walkerburn, I apologise. I can't think of many reasons to come here. The only one I could think of was to visit the George Hotel, just to try it for a meal. And well, I'm not saying it's closing, because you don't know. Mind you, it must be, because you don't put a for sale sign up if the person who's doing it doesn't want to do it anymore, do you? Do you? The business? Or does that... well, I don't know. How does that work? Get to the end of your lease or something, whatever it is, or you actually own it. You can imagine if you own it, you don't want to do it anymore. You kind of have no option but to put it up for sale. Yeah, if you're the owner. But if you were like a leaseholder on behalf of another pub, do they normally, you know, a brewer or something like that supporting you, do they just change the lease or put up on the new management type of thing? Not away with these commercial practices. And St Ronan's Wells. In some respects, much as Cardrona is a beautiful place to live, Cardrona Village. With the benefit of hindsight, this is where I'd rather have bought a house. Because while Cardrona's beautiful, it has nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's got a tiny coffee shop. That's it. Whereas this would have been the better place to live, I think. Couple of pubs, shop, you know, cafe, chippy, whatever. And yeah, if we had our time again, I would drive the extra bit. I think the criteria was the wife driving to work, trying to keep it within 30 minutes or so, and it's literally 5 minutes. You'll see how long it takes. That's an additional 5 or 6 minutes onto your journey. What is it? 25 past. Down along to the left down here, down right along the side of the river in some respects, there's an old railway line, and it runs from, well, technically the cycle path, or the cycle path walkway, sort of runs right along, follows an old railway line, and it goes from Peebles to Thornylee, which, what's that? 9 miles, I think it is, something like that, and it comes right through Cardrona Village and picks up the old railway line at that point and various other points, and then follows it down to Thornylee. That's a nice run. I don't do cycling, but it's a nice walk. The wife can't really moan at that, back at 2:30, so can still do chores. Bike's a little bit dirty, but not that it desperately needs a wash or anything like that, so I'm not one for spending hours cleaning bloody bikes and stuff. No, not for me. 6, 5, 4, 3